Morning guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Somerset Man Walking. Something a bit different today guys. I am up here at a place called Ebbor Gorge. It's not very far away from Wookey Hole. I'm sure all of you, or many of you, would have heard of Wookey Hole, where the famous caves are. But this is a bit different today because I'm doing a collaboration with one of my favourite YouTubers, and that is Paul from Westcountry Wanderings. Now he's travelling down from his area up in Gloucestershire, and I'm just waiting for him to arrive. So when he turns up, I don't know what he's got planned. I think he's got a sort of walk planned, but I'm up for whatever he decides. So we should, I don't know whether we're going up through the gorge or coming down through the gorge or what at the moment, but I will obviously take a video and see how it all goes. So here we are then guys, Paul has arrived, and I just want to tell you a little bit. Well, do you want to explain a bit about your channel first and what you do, Paul?
Yeah, sure. So today's actually my 4th anniversary of Westcountry Wanderings, and it started, my first video was in Dartmouth in Devon, because I was living near Dartmouth at the time.
Yeah.
And then due to circumstances I now live in Gloucestershire, but I still cover the West Country from the northern part of Worcestershire right down to Land's End and all points in between. So I've been making videos. I try to do about a couple of videos each week if I can.
Yeah.
So it gets me out. So when I do a video, it can take most of the day filming, and then you're looking at another day to do the edit. So it takes up.
Yeah, I can assure you, Paul's very busy, aren't you, Paul? Yeah, with your walking. You do about 3 videos a week, don't you?
3, yeah. You know, 2 longer ones and maybe a third.
Yeah. And a really keen photographer as well, aren't you, Paul?
I into my photography.
I love Paul's channel. I started watching Paul when I very first signed up to YouTube. I didn't start doing my own, obviously, until about 9-10 months ago. But you were one of the first ones that I started to watch, and I thought, you know, along with my daughter's support, and I didn't have a clue how to edit anything or do anything like that. I thought, you know, the reasons why you do it, I thought that's a good thing for me to do. So, yes. You know, thanks, Paul, because you're one of the ones that sort of inspire me to start, you know, doing YouTube. Yes. YouTube creator, isn't it? They call it. Yeah. But and yeah, we do it for pretty much the same reasons, don't we, Paul?
Yeah.
So we're here at Ebbor Gorge, so yeah, onwards, let's go. These steps are quite steep, Paul, aren't they?
They are, yeah. When was it? Because we've met up before in your village, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Rington?
Yeah, we met up in Rington.
And I did a short bike photography one there.
Yeah.
Wasn't it near Remembrance Sunday, I can't remember?
It was, because it was on Remembrance Sunday, and I did a video on, for I've been asked by the sort of, you know, the people that were taking part in the procession, could I do a video, and I did. Not for YouTube, just for Facebook, and I uploaded that. That seemed to be received quite well.
It was really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what happened then was I saw somebody every...
Yeah, so we were just sort of chatting, Paul, weren't we, about the gorge, and apparently it became a gorge 200,000 years ago. It was a cavern.
Right. Yeah, that's right. It's Clifton Rocks limestone, as in
That's
Clifton
it.
in Bristol,
Yeah, yeah.
that type of limestone. So obviously water percolating through the limestone. CO3, that rings a bell from my chemistry.
Yeah.
But of course, that's why there's all these caves in this area here. It's a bit of a potholing.
Yeah.
People
Very much so, yeah.
Underground in this part of the Mendips here, and they found lots of bones in the caves, remains of hyenas.
Yeah,
millions
amazing,
of
isn't it?
years ago, brown bears and all kinds of creatures which don't exist in the United Kingdom now, but
They
remains
did,
of
didn't
them
they?
were found here in this part of Somerset.
Yeah.
Extraordinary.
And apparently some of the bones that they found, I think that's the human ones,
Yes.
and tools, etc., that they found are in the museum at Axbridge.
Ah, right.
So, you know, you can actually go and see what,
See
see where they
Axbridge
were.
is a brilliant place. I can hardly recommend. I did a monthly vlog there.
You did, yeah.
Autumn time it was.
And they've got the beautiful church there, haven't they? I think it's is it St John the Baptist Church?
Yes, I think it is.
And then they've got the old station, which
Yes.
was on the Cheddar Valley line,
That's right.
or the Strawberry line.
Men's club they've got.
The
there
men's
now.
club there now. Yeah, yeah, it's all interesting.
It is. Well, there's a one.
It's all places like this, really.
This is ideal. Nice.
That's it. Just coming up through the gorge here, Paul, aren't we?
Listen, mate, the height of it is just.
It's incredible, isn't it?
I expect it'd be hard to
You know?
get this across on the camera, but.
Yeah. The first bit is sort of a bit scree. It's been very wet as well, Paul, hasn't it? We had a lot of rain yesterday.
We haven't been able to do much talking and walking because we've been concentrating on putting on
Exactly.
feet. Because,
Yeah.
yeah, that is wow.
Yeah, it's quite high up, isn't it? I mean, they call this the miniature Cheddar Gorge. But the lovely thing about Ebbor Gorge is that you don't get the tourists. Because you can't get an ice cream here, Paul, can you? You know, you've got to bring your own.
I've got some tea with me.
But yeah, it is fascinating. I'll spin you around in a minute, guys, and show you what there. So there it is, guys, the gorge right up at the top there. You'll be able to see the right hand side in a minute as we go further up. There is an amazing viewpoint as well at the top. So hopefully the mist will have cleared by then.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to see the views. Yeah, so Paul's just taking some black and white photos here of the cliff. And that's the gorge going up on ahead in front of us there. I will drop a link into the description on this video of Paul's channel. You must give it a watch. It's great stuff. Like I said, I've been watching Paul now for about 2 years. And like I said, he was the one that sort of inspired me to, you know, create my own YouTube channel.
There's a large aperture there.
Yeah.
Where the water wound its way down through the limestone. It's amazing. It's all a couple of fossils as well.
It's amazing, isn't it, how water can cut through rock.
Yeah.
You know, over that, I know it's obviously over a long period of time.
It's to do with the slightly acidic nature of water.
Yeah,
that
it's fantastic.
With the limestone, because you don't get this type of landscape in Dartmoor. We've got granite, of course, because granite is obviously a lot harder rock.
Yeah, so we're into the gorge fully now, look guys, and as you can see, although it's called the miniature Cheddar Gorge, it by itself is quite impressive. Yeah. Paul's in his element, he's loving this. He said he hasn't been here for about 50 years. I didn't realise he was that old. But yeah, starting to get into the right into the gorge here now. There's a lot of big boulders down. Absolutely, Paul. Yeah. Yeah, so we're right in the depths of the gorge here now, Paul, aren't we?
We are.
So yeah, it's a bit of a scramble, especially a bit further up. And it's a lot easier going up than it is going down. Quite easy to slip, 'cause it's pretty slippery. Yeah, so getting right into the... Yeah. Just getting into the nitty gritty now, guys, of the scramble. Gorge on both sides there. This is about the hardest bit. I actually find this easier than steps, because steps really do, I find it does my knees. But because it's quite irregular, it just seems, I find it easier, that's all.
It's amazing.
It's quite impressive, Paul, isn't it?
It is, because there's no signpost right from Wookey, is there?
No, no. Whew.
Because I had to check I was on the right road. I had to pull in at the little farm, because I wasn't quite sure which way it was. Because you turn off to the right, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
By the farm there.
Right then, guys, so this is the gorge going back down. Got Paul here, working his magic. And we are just going to go up the sort of tricky bit now. The very narrow bit. It's quite nice actually, because when you get to the other side of this, you can look back down and it is quite smart. But as you can see, this is where you're really scrambling on this bit. So yeah, and this is going to be a bit tricky for me to film and navigate, so you just have to bear with me, guys. And excuse my microphone banging on the on my coat here. I have picked that up on some of my other videos. I might have to see if I can change that. I'll just pan round. Watch Paul come up through this bit. This is what us YouTubers have to go through, isn't it, Paul? We've got all this equipment and he's virtually rock climbing.
So yeah, he's a little bit tricky. Indiana Jones, isn't it?
You do look a little bit like Indiana Jones there, Paul.
The serpent's going to come out of the side of the rock, or one of those things that came out.
Yeah, big boulder rolling down.
It's a magical adventure here.
That's stunning, you know, when you look through there now. It's a beautiful shot, really is. Yeah, so we're just, as I said, climbing up through the gorge here, guys. We're going nice and steady. It's a nice steady pace for me. Paul's very understanding. Not being funny, Paul, I don't think you'd want to be sprinting up here anyway, would you? Yeah, so... Yeah.
Local to me, I hated it because they all went off at such a space. It was like a marathon.
Yeah, I'm not into that anymore.
I'm thinking, well, you're not appreciating. They were like, boom. They weren't looking at what was around them.
No, that's the thing. And that's the thing, Paul, isn't it? I mean, you know, I love doing YouTube purely, not only for my mental health, but to keep me fit. But what you're doing YouTube, you tend to take a lot more notice of what's around you. Whereas if you were just walking, you know, as a means to get from A to B, then you're not really taking in this beautiful surroundings. So that's why, you know, why I started YouTube, really. Not only for, like I say, my mental health, which really does help, but also visit stunning places like this and keep you fit.
It's quite a contrasting image.
Yeah.
So what he does, in HDR, it takes loads of individual photos and then stitches them all together.
So here Paul, he's doing been taking a little photograph. You can see how steep it is there.
It certainly is. You do have to watch your footing, else it's doing
Of course, guys, the problem is we haven't got two hands either. So it's very slippery as well.
I don't feel safe. That's a fantastic walk.
It is beautiful up here.
Oh dear.
We'll be coming up to the viewpoint in a minute, Paul.
And I think it's clearing a bit, so hopefully.
Yeah.
So is that the one that's called Deer Leap?
No, that's a bit further up.
Okay.
But this one you'll be able to see if it's clear, Glastonbury
Yeah.
Tour really easily.
Ah, right.
So Paul, what are you thinking about this one so far?
This is really good. As I say, I don't know the Mendips that well. The last time I was here, the gorge, was on a school trip far too many years ago.
Yeah, you said
possibly in
about
the
50 years ago, wasn't
yeah,
it?
1970s. Yeah,
Yeah.
it would have been. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I
No.
remember going in the caves in Wookey, and a little bit about that sticks in my head. Then we had another trip on another day to Cheddar Gorge, but like
Yeah.
says, that does get a lot busier.
It does, doesn't it? I think
here.
we might
It's a
have
bit
to.
more commercialised.
It's all right, it's very boggy, guys, and we just come off a sort of path, and there's a nice sort of open meadow bit,
There is,
but it's a lot wetter because obviously it's down in the valley here. But yeah, so Paul, I mean, you travel all over the place,
Yeah, I
don't
cover-
you? I mean, it
it's a big
absolutely.
region. Yeah,
It's a massive region.
It's obviously harder for me to get to Cornwall, so
Yeah,
I'd like to do more videos in Cornwall, but I really need to stay there because it's difficult to go there back in the day. But
Yeah.
most of my videos they are just day trips. I was down in East Devon recently, caught the train to Exeter.
yeah, I watched that one this morning while I was
that's a
having my
nice
coffee
area.
before we met.
And Yeah, so I love the Devon coast. My channel is slightly on YouTube. What I tend to find is a lot of channels, they become specialists. So we're going to have to divert here.
This is getting
Bear with us.
yeah, just bear with us. But this is what you do if you've got a YouTube channel. It's in a walking one. You'll be amazed what we've got to do to bring you a video, because if you could see this, it's absolutely so boggy. But
yeah, a lot of the channels, they've become specialist channels, which are fine. But and obviously, if anybody that watches my channel will know I do stuff about railways and canals, which are really popular. But I wouldn't ever want to just specialise in those things, because I would personally get bored. And I think if I got bored, the video would come across as being a bit boring. I like to keep it fresh by mixing things up. So like the Portishead Railway
stop a minute, Paul. I don't know what way we're going there. And it is getting, I'm not seriously, it's getting extremely boggy, isn't it? And the thing is, I think it looks like they've had some cattle here, and that's churned it up a lot more. And there's a little stream there.
That way maybe, because that's wetter down.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, but what's your sort of favourite area then, Paul, do you think?
The Malverns,
I mean, you've got a lot to pick from.
Yeah, the Malverns is my favourite, but that's at the top of the slot, which is in Worcestershire, parts of it in Herefordshire and Gloucestershire, so the 3 counties. That's my all-time favourite area. But Church Cove in Cornwall,
beautiful down there, isn't it?
The Lizard. I also used to live in Perranporth on the Atlantic coast. That's another favourite spot of mine. I tend to like places that are a little bit more off the beaten track and quieter.
Less people.
And less people around. So they tend to be the ones that I like most of.
I like the Lizard down in Cornwall because we used to stay at a place called Cugger.
Oh yeah.
And there's a beautiful beach there, and everybody goes to Kynance Cove.
Yes,
the Kynance Cove is like so busy, but if you go to Cugger and find a little beach there, the name of the beach escapes me now. Kennock Sands it is, Kennock Sands. Yes. If you go there, there's 2 beautiful beaches, a pillbox on the beach and everything. Just as good really as Kynance, and a lot less busy. Yeah. So that's one to visit if you're ever down by the Lizard. Yeah, Kennock Sands.
Definitely. I try to avoid, occasionally I might do a place that is popular. I did one on St Ives last year, but I tend to avoid doing videos about those places unless I can bring a different angle to it. Because those sort of places have been done to death on YouTube.
They're so busy, aren't they?
So many people that go there, and there's loads and loads of videos. So I'm thinking, well, what's the point of me making a video about it? Because everybody else has done one.
Done one anyway.
So I want to show areas that are a lot less well known.
Exactly.
Bring a different
bit more off the beaten track type of thing. Right, so let's wade through this then, Paul. Find out what way we're going. Bring you back in a bit, guys. Yeah. So this is nearly went. Yeah, so this is extremely boggy place, guys. So we were just having a we were just having a conversation about you know, what YouTubers, some YouTubers, especially walking ones, what we go to just to create a video. But anyway, yeah, so we had to make a bit of a diversion there. It's not been easy, that bit, Paul, but there are some brave souls coming through behind us, and judging by the amount of laughter and shouting, I think a few of them have fallen over. But yeah. Right, I'm going to go in a minute, so if I carry on filming I'll be down. Yes, we are now in the village of Wookey Hole, guys. Yeah, by Ebbor Hole. Ebbor Hole Cottage, 1826. Oh yeah. Yeah, I spelt a bit, very wrong. Yeah, so we've sort of turned off the lane heading down to Wookey Hole, and Paul is very knowledgeable about its footpaths, and he's got like an app on his phone, which, as you know, I don't have, and that's why I wander around lost most of the time. Only got these fields here with all these horses. etc. Apparently we've got to walk on up here now and then turn right, and we're just hoping that the footpath is a bit kinder to us. Yeah, beautiful scenery up here, guys, and we've just been discussing that we can see Glastonbury Tor is in a faraway distance. Not sure if this camera will actually pick it up. We're slightly lower, aren't we? Although we're high up,
We're lower.
you know, we're a bit lower than Glastonbury Tor. But yeah, so we're just following this footpath now. It looks like we're going down through some woods here. Yeah, so we're on this footpath, guys, and I've got Wookey Hole, the sort of leisure place down in the valley there. We're actually quite high up, and I'm looking at a cave in front of us, but it's not. That is not the show cave. I think Paul said it's something like, is it the Badger Cave? Yeah, Badgers.
It says on the map.
Yeah.
I think the hyena one is on this side.
And I don't know if you can see down in there, in amongst the trees, guys, but it's basically Wookey Hole, show caves. There you go, guys, Wookey Hole. Well, there you go then, guys. That was quite a walk in there.
How
wasn't
many
it? Really,
miles did you say? Was it 4? 4 and a
it's
half?
about 4.5 back there. It's about 4.5 now, I
So
think.
we came through Wookey Hole above it, looking across the caves.
Yeah, yeah.
That was great. So I hadn't seen that for many
Once
years.
we got past that boggy section, it was all right,
that was
wasn't
a
it?
bit of a nightmare, but
yeah, and a bit of a
that.
steep walk back up on the roadside. I would advise not really going on the road,
No.
but because it's a bit narrow. And you know, not that people were
no, they were fine.
racing, they were fine, but it is a bit
okay,
narrow.
wasn't
You've
it?
got to get sort of jump up out the
That's
way.
right.
But
Yeah.
so, Paul, thank you so much.
You're welcome. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and thank you for introducing me to this part of the Mendips. We're coming back to a
Oh,
part
you're
I saw
welcome.
many years ago, but we'll definitely explore other bits of it.
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
So
Well, we'll try
thank
and
you.
get up there and do the mines and
Yeah,
one thing or another.
that'd
If
be
you're up
good.
for that, that'd be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So for now, guys, we're going to wrap the video up. Like I say, thanks a lot, Paul. I've really enjoyed this today. So all the best from Somerset Man Walking, and all the best from...
Cheers. All the best. Thank you for watching. Cheers now. Bye bye.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.